Hi, welcome to the podcast. This is podcast number 12. And at the end of these podcasts, I want you to do me a favor. If you like them, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube and pass the podcast along to your friends. It helps me get the podcast out, so I'd appreciate that. Let's talk about authenticity today. So authenticity is something we sometimes strive for, like something we work on, something we try and become. You know, we hear people say, I just want to be authentic. And yet the very moment we're trying to be authentic, we're no longer authentic because the trying is actually the ego. Authenticity has to become another project, another goal, another badge to wear. I'm authentic. I speak the truth. I show up real. But who is saying that? Who is saying that? The mind. The mind's always constructing. Even when it claims to be dismantling, even when it claims to be seeking truth, the ego is subtle. It doesn't always come dressed in arrogance. Sometimes it comes dressed in spirituality, sometimes in rawness, sometimes in vulnerability. And always it whispers, look how authentic you are. The more we think about being authentic, the more we're performing authenticity. It's a loop. You're in a loop. The mind says, I'm authentic, but authenticity does not announce itself. The mind starts evaluating it. But when we move into a soul, it's much simpler. And this is the paradox. The more effort, the more thinking, the more analysis, the more we are moving away from what we're seeking. So what's the answer? If trying to be authentic strengthens the ego, what do? We stop trying. We consciously step out of the mind, not by fighting it, not by resisting it, not by judging it, but by gently, quietly leaving it behind. Authenticity is not something you build, you create, you acquire it. Authenticity is what remains when construction stops, and what remains is the soul. The soul has no agenda, the soul has no image to protect, the soul has no brand, no identity to defend. It doesn't need validation, and it doesn't need applause, doesn't need approval, doesn't need to be seen or understood. The soul simply exists. And when you connect to that place, when you connect to that soul, beyond any thought and beyond any performance, beyond self-judgment, you step into a kind of a spiritual purity, a stillness that is authenticity. Not the one you think about, the one you feel. Most of us are living in reaction to who we think we are. We carry identities like heavy coats. The strong one, the spiritual one, the successful one, the wounded one, the wise one, the different one. We curate ourselves for the world. And then we wonder why we feel tired, exhausted, frustrated, unseen. It's exhausting to maintain a self-image. Authenticity is powerful because it removes the maintenance. There's nothing to uphold. When you're connected to your soul, you don't ask, how should I show up? You just show up. You don't ask, am I being real? You are real. You don't monitor your tone, your posture, or your words. You speak from presence, not from performance. And here's the deeper truth. Authenticity is not self-expression. Authenticity is actually self-absence, the absence of the judging mind, the absence of the self-image, the absence of the need to be seen in a certain way. That absence is liberating and is powerful because when you stop performing, the energy you were spending on protecting, on polishing, on pretending is suddenly available to you. Suddenly you're free. Most people are searching for confidence, but confidence built by the ego is fragile. Soul-based authenticity doesn't need confidence. It needs connection. When you're connected to your soul, you don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to shrink. You don't need to inflate. You simply occupy your space. And occupying your space without apology, that is one of the most powerful energy a human can embody. This is where truth lives. Truth without pretense. Truth without identity. Truth without self-judgment. And when you exist from there, you stop living in an illusion. The illusion of who you think you should be, or the illusion of how you think you should appear. The illusion of chasing a version of yourself that exists only in thought. The mind creates versions. The soul creates presence. So the real question isn't, how do I become authentic? The real question is, what am I holding onto that prevents me from just being, simply being? Usually it's fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of losing your identity, fear of being misunderstood. The ego thrives on these fears. The soul dissolves these fears. When you connect to your soul, you realize something extraordinary. You were never inauthentic. You were just overthinking. Authenticity is not an upgrade. It's a remembering, a return. And returning requires silence. It requires stepping away from the constant commentary in your head. It requires surrendering the need to define yourself. When you let go of the narrative, you meet yourself. Not your story, not your brand, not your persona. It's you. And that's where the real power is. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady, grounded, unshakable. Because it's not built on thought. It's built on being. It's built on soul connection. And from that place, your decisions change. Your relationships change. Your work changes. Your presence changes. People feel you. They feel when someone is performing, and they feel when someone is present. People feel you before they hear you. Presence is authenticity, and presence comes from the soul. Instead of asking, how can I be more authentic? Ask yourself, can I be still enough to feel who I already am? That's where the shift happens, not in effort, in awareness. And now I want to guide you into that space. So let's do a short meditation. Take a slow, deep breath in as far as you can through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. Close your eyes. Let your body relax. Everything go. And notice your thoughts. Don't try to stop your thoughts. Just notice them. The mind might be saying, am I doing this right? Is this working? What should I feel? Let those thoughts float in and let them float out. They are not you. They are just activity, noise. Now bring your attention to your breath. Feel the air enter your body and leave your body effortlessly. Just breathing. Gently shift your awareness from your head down into your chest, into the center of your being. Imagine a quiet space there. Not dramatic, not glowing, just still. In that space there are no words, no labels, no identities. No, I am this or I am that. Just presence. Rest there. If a thought arises, gently return to that space. This is your soul's energy. Doesn't argue, doesn't defend, doesn't try to be authentic. It simply is. Feel how peaceful that is. Feel how powerful that is. There is nothing to prove here, nothing to become, Nothing to fix, just you. Without your story, without judgment, without effort. Stay here for a few breaths and ask your breath silently. Say to yourself, I release who I think I need to be. I return to who I am. Take another deep breath in, filling your chest and belly, and slowly exhale. Let your body feel the expansion of space within you. Let your soul's presence sink deeper. With each breath, allow more stillness, more calm, more presence. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything. You simply are. And that is enough. Take one final deep breath in, hold it, and exhale completely. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Carry this presence into your day, not as something to achieve, not as something to become, but as something to be, something already within you, something you always were. You are authenticity. You are presence. You are truth.